Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Am I audible? So, hi. Let's start the today's session that is based on Germany. Basically, when we talk about German universities and German study abroad dreams of every student, the first thing they require is having knowledge. Every student should be having basic knowledge about the basic studies in Germany. What are the requirements by the universities? What are the requirements by the visa consulate for the visa process? So everything should be transparent. Everything should be known by every student who's dreaming of studies and abroad. So firstly, I will be telling you all the details. I am Tanya from Meridian Overseas, and I'm the Europe counselor here. I take care of Germany. I take care of every other countries in Europe. So basically, if we talk about German universities are best known for their education system, best known for their mm, the fee structure. Basically, the German university they are famous because there is no tuition fees in German universities. While having a really good knowledge, while having a really good education in Germany, in abroad, you will not be needed to pay any of the tuition fees. So this is an advantage for international students, especially for Indian students, as majority of Indian students they go to Germany for their education, especially in the field of engineering, management, and business related courses. All the other courses are there as well. So if the student is interested for the study abroad, if the student is looking for affordable tuition fees, and if the student is looking for best education system, the student should be going for German universities. Here, I will be sharing with you the details about the overall process of Germany. Firstly, we will be starting here with the German education system and what are the requirements. Here, as you can see over the this presentation, there are some of the best German states, German cities. Uh, like Berlin is there. Berlin is the best uh, place to study for their universities and for their education system, also for the job opportunities. Berlin is one of the top most place that is Germany's capital. Other than Berlin, if we talk about other states of Germany, there are Munich, there are like Frankfurt, Hamburg, Cologne, Dresden, Leipzig, Heidelberg. These are some of the best places that the student can go for their studies as well as to like have a knowledge. Student should be having basic knowledge about these countries, these states of the Germany. So football is the national sports of Germany. It's also mentioned here. After that, if we talk about the reasons why a student should be going for Germany to study, allow me a moment. Here are 10 reasons, top reasons for a student to study in Germany. Just allow me a moment. Yes. With more than 409 higher education institutions across the country, Germany provides each student with possibility to choose more than 14,500 bachelor's and master's study programs. So Germany, like every states are having many public universities which are providing multiple course options for students, especially for bachelor's and especially for masters. So like in numbers, if we talk about the German institution, it is more than 14,500. And like if we talk about the states, 11 out of 16 states in Germany are having no tuition fees at all. So the student can go to Germany without paying any tuition fees, while some of the states, like their universities, they require like minimum 600, 60 to 500 euros of tuition fees, or we can say student contribution for per year. So basically, when the student are going for German universities, there is no tuition fees. Tuition fees is none, so the student won't be paying any tuition fees. The thing is, what they need to pay is the student contribution or semester contribution, which like basically include some of the administration charges and some of the facilities that we will be provided to students. So these are some of the things that the student will need to pay. It can differ from 60 to 500 euros for per semester. So it depends on the student's university only. Other than this, the student, if we talk about the third point, German universities and their professional academic staff offer high quality and up to date education in engineering, medicine, science, and economics courses. So these are four branches that the universities in Germany are providing high class education in. Engineering are the topmost priority by the students for the German universities, as many of the universities, Technical University of Munich, Technical University of Berlin, these are the universities that are providing high-class education system in German universities for engineering courses. The cost of living on average in Germany, if we talk about like top states, high class states in Germany, like Berlin and Munich, their cost of living can be around 700 to 900 euros per month, including the rent, food, transportation, health insurance, telephone, internet connections, study material, and leisure activities, any other activities. So the student, but the thing is, the other states in Germany that are having less cost of living. So their cost of living can be around 600 to 700 euros. So those are more affordable to students in comparison to Berlin or in comparison to Munich. After that, the fifth point here is, as mentioned, many of the scholarships are provided by the DART. If we talk about the German academic exchange services, there are many exchange services and scholarship opportunities provided by the government of Germany. So DART is one of the institutions that are providing that. It's one of the organization that is providing these kind of scholarships to students for their benefit. International students are basically the one who are having high advantage by taking the scholarship. So like there are chances, but it totally depends on students' eligibility, and eligibility should be like properly evaluated. So every student who want to know about the scholarship opportunities always can connect with us. Many universities offer international courses in English language as well as in Germany also known as German, to study in German. Basically, the German universities, it is a myth. It is kind of a myth that the students are having, that the German universities do require the German proficiency to study in German. So the thing is, it's not the truth. The student can go to Germany on the basis of English proficiency also. English proficiency is something that the student are required to have. because the universities, like, they require student to have the basic knowledge and basic proficiency in uh, the language of instructions that they will be provided. If the student are like having English language as their language of instruction, so the student should be proving B2 level of proficiency in English. If the student is pursuing a course in German language, only then the student will need to provide a German proficiency certificate. Otherwise, if the student is having English proficiency up to B2 level, like IELTS is required by most of the German universities, public universities. So, on the basis of IELTS, on the basis of TOEFL, the student can apply. The student can like apply for the visa as well. But after like duration of 1 year or 2 semester, might be that the university might ask the student to provide them with the German proficiency. So in that case, the student should also be studying the German language. And the German language classes are provided by the universities without any cost, without any additional cost. So this is the benefit that the student will be getting the German classes while studying in Germany on the basis of IELTS. So it is a benefit for the students. International students are allowed to work for a 90 full working days or 180 half working days in a year. So basically, when we talk about Germany or any other European countries, they have this restriction that the student is only allowed to work for 20 hours per week. So this is something that the student should acknowledge and student should take care of, as 20 hours per week is allowed by the German government and the universities institution. So the student can work up to 1.5 hours per day. And the wages that the student will be getting is differing from like 10 to 15 euros per hour. If the student is working 1 hour per day, so the student can be getting 10 to 15 euros based on its like standard, based on the part-time job. After these things, the foreign student are allowed to study for a year after graduation. So the student in Germany, if a student is applying for master's schools, if the student have like got the visa, got the acceptance, and they have completed the master's course within the duration, then the student will be allowed to work for they will be allowed a visa issued for 1 year. Student can look for full-time job opportunities in that duration, that is called post-study work visa. And if the student is they have got the full-time job secured in this duration, then the student can convert their study visa into work visa very easily. So, like going for a work visa, you can go for a study visa and then you can convert your study visa into work visa if you're thinking about like to work in Germany afterwards. Foreign students are allowed to study, say, for this one have been done. Besides studying, you have the chance to live and explore one of the world's most developed countries and unique culture, history, and landscape. If we talk about the visa, the Schengen visa that the student will be getting. So the student who will be applying for any of the Schengen visas, they are allowed to travel in other countries as well. So suppose if a student is interested for Germany, and he have got secured the study visa of Germany. Student can travel to Germany as well as in other countries and other Schengen countries that include at least 27 of the countries in Europe. So the student are allowed to travel in Italy, in Malta, in Poland. So yeah, this is also a benefit that the student are getting. Hmm, yeah. Whether you will study as an international student, enjoy beer at Oktoberfest, eat a tasty wrist at Frankfurt, or watch a soccer game, you'll have an unforgettable experience in Germany. So Germany overall is an excellent place to study as well as to travel as well as to work basically. And if we talk about European countries, Germany is a country that are providing multiple job opportunities to students. student whoever is interested for European countries to work afterwards, the student can go for a study visa. They will be having the opportunity to study as well as work after their after the completion of their studies. So job opportunities are multiple in Germany and the other European countries. So this is it. Let's move to the next slide now. What are the entry criteria? What are the admission criteria by the universities? So, if we talk about the German universities, Indian student in Germany, like basically the student whoever will be applying for bachelor's or master's schools, there are certain criteria that the student should be matching. Student should be having their entry criteria for every university is different, especially for bachelor's courses there are like multiple requirement by the universities, so the student should be having these things. I will be explaining to you in details. For admission in UG programs in Germany, the student are required to have 13 years of formal school education. In India, if we talk about the student who are applying for a bachelor's courses, so the student like they can go on the basis of 12 years of full-time education in India. But the thing is, in Germany, the every student should be having 13 years of education. Unlike India, there is 13 years of schooling education that are required, formal required for studying for a bachelor's course. So the student who is an Indian citizen, definitely if they have just secured, if they have just completed their 12th grade, they have just completed their school education, they will not be eligible to start their application for the bachelor's courses immediately. So there are multiple options that the student can pursue to become eligible for the applications in German public universities. First and foremost option is the bridge programs. The student will be having three options. If we talk about the education requirement, the student can either go for the student colleague option. Student colleague option is a 1 year of pre-bachelor's course that is provided in German universities. So the student can pursue 1 year of pre-bachelor's course, that is student colleague in Germany, and after that he will be eligible. But the student should need to give this particular examination. There will be an assessment test by the German universities, German institution that the student will have to give. And after completion of the assessment test, the student will be eligible for the particular bachelor's degree in Germany, in any of the German public universities. So basically, this student colleague is the first option. The second option will be the student can go for 1 year of bachelor's from their home country. Suppose if you're from India and you want to go for a business related course in bachelor's degree in any of the German public university. So you need to pursue at least 1 year of bachelor's or 2 semesters of bachelor's from your home country, that is India. And after that, if you are having good academic score, then you will be eligible for the German universities. After that, the third option, if the student is interested for the engineering related program, so the student can go for JEE mains and advance. That is like this exam is conducted in India only. So the student can go for this particular exam, JEE main and advance, and the student will be eligible as the requirement, the duration and the test will be equivalent to 13 years, getting 13 years of education in India. So these are three of the options that the student can go for. Basically, if you want to enroll for a bachelor's courses, the student should either be having student colleague option for 1 year and completion of their assessment test. Second option is having a bachelor's degree in their home country. Third option is the JEE main and advance. These are three of the options to complete 13 years of education in India. After that, like every university, like if a university is not asking you for any of the tuition fees, if a university is providing you with totally tuition free option, tuition free universities studies, so they basically require the student to have like good knowledge on the academics. The student should be brilliant. The student should be having really good grades, performances in their previous education. So, basic requirement for German universities enroll for any of the courses is to be having at least 75% and above. The student should be having good academic score. Only then the student will be eligible for any of the German public universities. The other option and the most important requirement by German universities for any of the courses will be the proficiency, German language proficiency or English language proficiency. If you want to be enrolled for a course that is provided only in English language, then the student should be having good knowledge of English and its proof also. So the student can give the IELTS examination, that is 90% accepted in every university. And TOEFL is also an option that a student can go for if they are looking to give the English proof, English proficiency examination. So basically, a student should be having at least B2 level to secure their place in German public universities. B2 level and above will be accepted, but below that, only some of the universities, like 20% of the universities, can accept, but chances are very. So these are the requirement by bachelor's for the bachelor's courses. For master's courses, if you are looking for the requirement by the universities, so a student should be having bachelor's degree. Student should be having at least 4 year of bachelor's degree. Like 13 years of education is required for bachelor's courses, but then we will also be requiring a bachelor's degree. So the student can have 4 years of bachelor's degree. If the student is having 3 years of bachelor's degree, that can also be accepted, but there will be certain modules or certain curriculum added to their current curriculum. So the student might need to study like for a little longer than expected. And like after that, transcript of grade is something that is required. Any European country, if we talk about any of the European countries, institution, universities, they require the student to have a particular transcript. Transcript is the document that are having every semester wise marks mentioned, and this document should be with the student at the time of application. After that, proof of language proficiency, even in German, even in public, English. The student should be having a language proficiency certificate with them for their application. Motivation letter, important reference, any of the references that you can give for your application will be really appreciated, and as well as it is necessary. After that, if you are having any of the gap after the completion of your last education, then the student should be providing any of the work experiences. GRE and GMAT are also required in some of the public universities, so the student should be well aware of the requirement by the universities. After that, if we talk about if you are eligible or not for the admission in bachelor's or master's courses, then there are certain ways that you can check your eligibility. Like if here, as mentioned in the chart, there is a chart that is presenting how you can check your eligibility for the university applications. So here it is mentioned like if you want to study in Germany, either like you should be 12th graduate. If you are 12th graduate, then you cannot study in Germany just like that, but you can pass JEE main or advanced uh, examination. Here, as it is mentioned, JEE main and advanced examination student can give. Then the student will be eligible for the applications in German universities to study in German universities. If not, then if you have successfully completed 1 year of education in bachelor's from your home country in India, then you will be eligible to study in Germany. If that also is not, then you can go for a pre bachelor's course that is called student colleague that I have just mentioned to you earlier. the student can go for this particular course, and only then the student will be eligible to study in German universities. This is only for the bachelor's courses. So the student, if they want to apply for a bachelor's course, the student will be should be having any of these three options available with them. Let's move for the master's eligibility. If a student is having bachelor's degree, then the student can apply for the master's degree. If the student have completed the graduation, if the student have completed the bachelor's degree and are having 3 years of bachelor's degree program, then he cannot study in German. But if you have completed your graduation with 4 years of bachelor's program, then yes, the student can apply, and if not 4 years of bachelor's degree, then there will be certain programs or certain university, they can add like additional modules to your current modules, current curriculum, and then you will be eligible to study in German universities. So this is the requirement and a chart that can explain if you are eligible or not to study in German universities. Some of the popular universities, German universities for Indian students, we have a list here. University of Cologne, University of SRH Berlin, University of Applied Science, CBS University, IUBH University, University of Bonn, University of Karlsruhe, University of Gisma, University of Hochschule Bremen, and University of Europe Applied Science. So these are some of the best universities in Germany that a student can apply for, can look for their options. And so yeah, this is the universities that you can search for. If we talk about the intakes in Germany, so basically there are two main intakes. Winter intake and summer intake are the options that the student can go for. For like winter intake usually starts in September and October. Their application window opens in January, which will be definitely next month. You can start your application for the winter intake, and the application window will be closing for the around the mid-July. In May, in June, July, these are some of the deadlines for some of the universities for winter intake. For summer intake, the semester usually starts in March and April. Application window will be opening in August and the application window will be closing in January. So some of the students who are interested for summer intake, application are almost about to close. So if you are interested, if you want to start your application, there are still a little bit of time you have. So this is for the intakes. If we talk about the tuition fees and cost of living, as explained to you earlier, there is no tuition fees in Germany for bachelor's or master's courses in German public universities. But the thing is, the student, they need to pay uh, the student contribution or the semester contribution. Semester and student contribution, they usually consist administration fees and living expenses, bills and food. Some of these are like uh, tuition fees none in German university. Any of the universities in Germany, public universities, they like 90% of universities will not be having any tuition fees. Only the semester contribution or the student contribution will be there. After that, the cost of living in Germany can go from 600, 700 to 1000 euros. We can see here 850 euros to 1000 euros for a month can be the living expenses of uh, a student here. But the thing is, it also depends on the standard of student who's living in Germany. So, which universities in Germany are free? One common misconception here is that university are free for national students, but for German tuition fees for international students are payable. However, German government subsidized education for international students as well as the national one. Students in Germany, if they're like already a citizen of the Germany, then the student are having no tuition fees to pay. But the thing is, definitely international students are also getting these benefits, just like the national students are getting. So the student do not need to pay any of the tuition fees, but they need to pay certain semester contribution. How to apply to study in Germany for free? Because there are no tuition fees at public universities, you can apply for a course in a normal way. You do not need to make any special application for study for free. In some cases, you will have to pay to study in master's course. Like some of the universities, like Technical University of Munich and other universities, they might be having uh, short tuition fees, not more than 3,500. But the thing is, like bachelor's and master's courses, if the student are wanting to pursue in the top ranked universities, there can be certain charges. So the student should be having proper knowledge of what course they are applying for, what universities they are applying for, and if there is any tuition fees, then the student should be having the knowledge prior. So these are some of the information on tuition fees and cost of living. Semester contribution, as mentioned to you earlier, semester contribution in Germany can be from 60 euros to 500 euros for semester wise. If the student are going for the like 1 year of masters, basically there's 2 years of master. If the student are going for 2 years of master, and the cost of the student contribution there is 60 euros, and the student should be having at least enough fund for their student contribution. So this is something. The what does the semester fee cover? What is included in your semester fee will vary from university to university. Basically, every university are having different facilities provided to students. Some of the universities, they do have the accommodation facility or travel card. So here, as it is mentioned, administration fees, enrollment fees, and a travel card or student card can be called. So these are the facilities that are provided to the student that can cover some of the things like accommodation, like travel, transportation costs. So these student contribution can also cover, but it totally depends on the university. So we need to have proper information about this. How much is a room for students in Germany? The accommodation, basically, if we talk about accommodation in Germany, typically cost around 350 a month for university halls, rising to around 500 euros for a room in a shared house. So the accommodation can be from 300 to 500 euros for sharing apartments. Expenses cities like Frankfurt and Munich, however, student may have to pay the region of 700 euros for a room in a shared room or flat. So expensive cities, as I have mentioned earlier, Berlin, Frankfurt, and Munich are some of the expensive cities in Germany. So their cost of living as well as their accommodation fees can be higher than other regions of Germany. Required university application document. Any student who want to start their application for bachelor's degree, they should be having their CV. They should be having all the school certificate, secondary school certificate, higher school certificates, and their language certificate. Definitely, it is required. IELTS, TOEFL. Some of the university also accept the PTE, Duolingo. So any of the English proficiency certificate student should be having at the time of application. After that, passport copy. Definitely, you will need passport to start your application in an international university. Passport size photograph, motivational letter, and JEE main and advance. If the student have completed 1 year of bachelor's from India only, then the student should need to submit these documents as well. If the student are going for a student colleague option, this is a different process. But if the student is having JEE main and advance, this is a document that you need to have at the time of application. Then the additional documents for master's degree, like here, a mark statement or transcript as we can call it, should be with the student at the time of application. Bachelor's transcript is required in almost all the universities. So you should be having this at the time of application. University degree or diploma, if the student is having a degree already, then the student should be having this at the time of application. Recommendation letters are required for every course. In German, every university requires recommendation letter. So the student should be having one or two of the recommendation letters from your employer, past employers, from your university, from your school. So you need to get these letters. And after that, GRE or GMAT are some of the, and is like aptitude examination result that can help a lot in your applications, that can extend the chances of you getting acceptance in one of the top universities. So it is not actually required for every university. Every university are having different conditions. Every university are having different requirements. So according to university's requirement, you should be having these test results. Then, like visa categories, there are different visa categories that the student can go for. A normal student visa, German student visa, is for the student who are already accepted into university courses. That the student are having their acceptance letter and the university confirmation about their enrollment. The student can apply for a basic general student visa. After that, the language course visa for those accepted into language preparatory course that lasts between 3 months or to 1 year. So basically, the like basic general student visa is valid till 1 year of duration, 365 days. But the language courses are basically of lesser duration than the other student visa. So the preparatory course that are lasting from 3 months to 1 year of duration, these student can apply for language course visa. This is a different visa category. So the what is the how much is the German student visa fees? If a student is going for student visa, then the student should be having 75 euros with them as an visa application fees. After that, study in Germany. This is a visa process. The basic process, like the student who are going for the university, the student are going for study visa, the student should be having block account. Basically, block account, many of the students are having many questions regarding block account, on how to create a block account, on how much money should be a student should be having for a block account. So basically, it depends on the region you are going for. It depends on the German region, like German state. If you have applied for a university in Berlin, so like basic cost of living of Berlin should be counted for 1 year. You need to make a block account with the amount, basic amount that are required for a study visa is 11,300 and something. So the student should be having at least 11,000. In INR, it can be around 10 lakh to 11 lakh. So the student should be having at least 11 lakh rupees with them for their block account amount. Without the block account, the student cannot go for a visa application. Their application will be rejected. So the student should take care of the block account. And after that, the basic student visa application is required. Biometric visa pictures, you need to have a proper uh, picture, a proper photograph of yours for the visa application. Collect all the required document, make an appointment with the German embassy and consulate, get the visa fee, demand draft, submit the application, enter the interview, and pay the visa fees. This is the basic steps that the student have to go for. One of the main thing here, as it is not mentioned, is the APS certificate. APS certificate is the academic evaluation certificate that the student should be having before applying for a visa application. So the student, this APS certificate can apply from the official portal of APS. The student should be having this certificate. This certificate, like it can take from 3 months to 5 months to be issued by the German embassy. So the student, before applying for a visa, they should prepare this APS certificate prior 5 months or 6 months. So yeah. Once your admission letter from university is there, once you have your accommodation, health insurance, flight ticket, and you need to have your APS certificate, you need to have your block account certificate with you for the application, visa application. After that, you need to make appointment to the German embassy. After that, you need to submit all your documentation, submit your application, submit the visa fees, and then you need to give an interview. Interview will be conducted by the German embassy, German consulate, and they will review what are your intention to going to Germany and how strong is your profile to like get a study visa in Germany. So after that only you will be getting acceptance and you can go for the German universities. Visa checklist. Every student who are going for the study visa, they should take care that there is a certain checklist that the student need to follow in order to apply for a study visa. So here, a student should be having a valid passport issued within last 10 years, and this passport is required. Application form, as mentioned earlier, visa application form and declaration is required. Declaration for additional contract or legal representative information, any other like additional contracted additional document that you need to provide, so that should be there. Passport, passports data page, copy of passports data page where your information are mentioned, personal information, you should be provided a copy to the consulate. Statement of purpose or motivation letter, as we can also call it cover letter. This is required for any of the visa applications. So the student need to mention why they are going for a particular university or course, why they are applying for this university, why they are applying for this country to study in, why not apply it in any other countries and any other universities. So they need to mention their clear intention why they are going for this study visa. After that, proof of admission to the study course preparatory college, including information on language of instruction. Student need to submit their acceptance letter or proof of admission to the visa counseling, where your study course, preparatory college, whatever, if your study course is of 2 year of duration, what is your language of instruction there? If it is English, then are you having English proficiency with you? If it is in German, then are you having a German proficiency with you? These are some of the things that the visa consulate need to check with the student. So student should prepare all these. Student should provide all these to the visa consulate where not confirmed by the university, the admission notification, proof of language skill in order in the language of instruction for the study course or preparatory course. So the student who are going for the study visa, as mentioned earlier, need to have a language proficiency in the course for the course they're applying for according to the language of instruction of the course. Where applicable, certificate of other academic qualification. If the student are going for a master's courses, student should be having bachelor's degree with them, bachelor's transcript with them. Student should also be having 10th and 12th mark sheet and transcript mark sheet, and if provided to them, the certificate also. Student should be having the curriculum vitae. CV is required for your visa application. Many of the students have this doubt that whether they need to provide the CV for their visa application, as they have already applied for the as they have already submitted this to for in the application stage. No, it is also required for your visa application. So these are some of the things. After that, the student should be having enough financial means to cover the cost of their entire of their time of their studies by the following documents. These are some of the documents that the student can show in order to prove that they are financially stable. Student confirmation of a German EU scholarship or stipend. If the student is getting any scholarship by the government of Germany, then the student need to provide the confirmation letter of the scholarship. If the student is being sponsored by someone who's already living in Germany, then the student need to provide a formal obligation letter by the sponsor or block account for the first year of your stay. So the student who are going for a study visa need to provide block account with the financial proof to cover the entire duration of the first year of their studies. That will be 11,336 euros. So this is the block account that the student need to prepare. This amount will be transferred to their block account, and after that, you cannot take out more than 950 euros for per month for your living expenses. Only after the completion of your study, you need to renew this block account for with the specific amount that are required again the next year. When applying for visa, you can provide evidence that you are able to meet your living cost by opening a block account. You have free choice of provider to the best embassy consulates general knowledge. Kotak Mahindra Bank, Capital Finance Bank. These are some of the banks that are providing block accounts to students, Indian students. So yeah, as mentioned earlier, please note here is the information. 930 to 950 euros per month can be deducted from the amount, not more than that. So this is the basic knowledge about the finances that you can show. The student should be having three passport size pictures according to the biometric specification. Every visa requirements are having specific biometric samples provided on the official website of embassy. So the student, if they want to apply for a study visa, they should be having a uh, proper photograph, passport size photograph for their visa application. Not older than 6 months of visa. And the visa fees is definitely, as mentioned to you earlier, is 75 euros payable in INR only. After that, the student should be having travel health insurance valid on arrival in Germany to the date of enrollment. So the student, there are multiple travel health insurance plans that the student can apply for in order to ensure their health uh, throughout their travel, throughout their duration of the studies. So yeah, this is the requirement that the student should fulfill. These are some of the additional information. Like there are different consulate that the student can apply in. If you are from this region like Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu, Kashmir, Lakshadweep, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, then the student can apply in the German embassy in New Delhi. If the student is from these states, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Puducherry, then the student can apply in the Chennai region, Chennai consulate. If the student is from Karnataka, Kerala, student can apply in Bangalore consulate. If the student is from West Bengal, Bihar, Manipur, Meghalaya, these regions, then the student can apply in the Kolkata Council. And if the student is from Maharashtra region, Chhattisgarh, Daman Diu, Madhya Pradesh, then the student can apply in the Mumbai Council. So these are some of the information, basic information. After that, how long do I have to wait for an appointment for the German student visa in India? According to the official data from German mission in India, the waiting time for appointment, like you can apply for a study visa up to 10 weeks. German consulate in Kolkata, it takes up to 3 weeks of time. So these are some of the timeline that the student like they need to wait for an appointment. After that, they need to wait for the visa application to be issued. Yeah, this is the general knowledge on the consulates. So I think I have covered up almost the whole process to apply for a study visa in Germany, to apply for the university applications. So if any of the students are having any doubt they want to discuss, then the student can go for it. Okay, hi. There are many questions here. Let me check. Hmm. afternoon. Yes, you are audible. I want to study in Italy for bachelor's degree in BBA program. Yeah. Hi. Actually, this session is for German universities. Definitely, we are dealing in Italian universities as well. If you are interested, you can always connect with us over our official website that is meridianoverseas.com. Yes, you can tell Italy. Definitely, we are dealing in Italy also. How can we apply in Germany? We can apply, like, it totally depends on the course that you want to study. It totally depends on your eligibility. We can definitely help you out. You can reach out to us. I want to do my master's in English from Germany through a fully funded scholarship. Can you please tell me what are the eligibility criteria for this? Basically, if you want to apply for a fully funded scholarship, there are multiple eligibility criteria that the student should take care of. So, if you are interested to study, if you want to check your eligibility, you can always connect with us through our official website. Can you share the list of the universities? Some of the universities were some of the universities were given to you the names, like university, technical universities in Berlin and Munich, and other universities, Frankfurt universities, Hostel universities. These are some of the universities, but there is like endless list of universities that we are applying for. So definitely you can reach out to us for your profile evaluation and for your eligibility check. Ma'am, if I clear IRIS, can I apply in Germany without block account? Block account is actually required to show that you are having enough fund to like for your survival in Germany. So if you want to apply, if you are having IELTS, the thing is IELTS is required by the universities. IELTS is not required by the German embassy. They need the confirmation that the student are having relevant proficiency in the particular course that they are applying for. The language of instruction, they are having enough knowledge on the language. So clearing IELTS and having a block account is totally different thing, but you need both of them to start your application for visa and for university application. So yeah, these are some of the just mm, if anyone is having any doubt, you can always like mention these in the chats. What is test AS? Test AS is the attachment test if the student who are going for a bachelor's course, if a student is interested to study bachelor's degree in Germany, and if he or she is having less percentage than 90% in their last education, especially in 12th grade, so the student, they need to give a particular entrance test to prove that they are having basic knowledge on German language in the aptitude. Like according to the German education system, they are having enough knowledge. So the student need to give this aptitude test or assessment test. This test is given online. So yeah, this test is required for your application in bachelor's degree. How much minimum amount is required in block account? A student should be having at least 11,200. The requirement may extend to 300 also. So the student should be having at least 11,300 euros for the block account. The block account, this amount is only for 1 year of duration. The student need to renew this block account with another this much of amount again for the next year for their living expenses. So, any other questions? If any of the student are having any doubt, then you can always connect with us through our toll-free number or through our official website. We are Meridian Overseas. We are helping every student with the European countries and with the US, UK countries. So if the student is dreaming to study in abroad, they can always connect with us through our official website and toll-free number. All right. Okay. Here's the end. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining. Have a great day.